What's good, everybody? It's nice to see you guys again. It's nice to be acquainted and talk to you guys again. Honestly, I'm gonna be super real. I'm not feeling the best. You know, I feel like I'm doing good. I feel like if you put it on paper, I should be doing okay. Like, I should be fine. Like, I'm not going through anything that's like insane, no crazy drama or anything like that. It's kind of just more in here, mental. And maybe it's the winter depression coming in, maybe it's just being lonely, but I haven't been in the best mindset, I will admit, and me personally, like, not that I want to be fully transparent on the internet and like I don't want any privacy. Like, obviously there's stuff that I keep to myself and I'm a little bit more personal about. But like I feel like it's important to also share excuse me. Whoa. I feel like it's also important to share the downs just as much as it is to share the ups, because I feel like you can never really truly appreciate all those highs that you reach in life without appreciating the downs and the lows and really being able to live in those lows. I think my friend said it best. He's like, the reason it's a good thing that you're feeling these lows and these down parts of your life, because that just means that like other parts of your life feel good and are up. You know what I mean? It'd be shittier to feel nothing, and then you know what I mean. So that's something what I've been trying to learn this year is kind of just appreciating everything. Every emotion. It's kind of like Inside Out, where they can't operate missing an emotion. You can't just get rid of sadness. You can't just get rid of fear. You can't just get rid of anger, etc., etc. You kind of have to have all those emotions to be able to be human, to be honest, and to be able to feel and kind of like go over your thoughts and your emotions and know what you're feeling and why you're feeling it, and what's like your mind telling you versus what your heart's telling you versus what your soul is telling you. Kind of just seeing where you can find that mind body connection, mind body soul connection. I feel like a lot of the times we are in our heads, kind of just always, for me personally at least, I don't know about you guys, but I'm an overthinker. I think about stuff from my past, think about stuff in the future that hasn't happened yet. Like, I'm always like kind of not in the moment, not present. It's been something I've been working on for a long time. Like, every day I'm always trying to just relax, try to get rid of pressure in my life, just really, really wanting a really clean slate for myself. Just no issues, just trying to understand how I'm feeling, understand where it's all coming from. I really want to feel like why am I being so anxious about the future? Why am I so why am I so I don't know how to explain it. Why am I stuck in the past sometimes? And it's not like I'm like paralyzed and I can't do anything. I'm only thinking about the past and the future. Like, I'm really doing my best to live in the moment, live in the present, like just kind of like I said, relieving those pressures, not thinking about it as much and keeping myself busy so I don't have to think about that stuff. But sometimes keeping yourself busy is like a distraction from all that stuff, which is what it should be. Like, that's what I'm trying to do, right? Like, I'm trying to not think about it. So being busy helps me distract, but sometimes it comes down to a point where you have to confront your own feelings and confront your own emotions and really see like, what's the root of why I'm feeling this way? Why am I so anxious? Why am I so stuck in the past? And I feel like trying to break it down right now, if I had to really think about it, why would I like let's start with the past first. Why would I be stuck in the past, or why do I keep thinking about it? Perhaps there's some unresolved, emotions and traumas, and I know that's like been such a big thing, such a Gen Z thing, like, oh, your generational trauma, your childhood trauma, all that, blah 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 blah. But yeah, like it just stuff like that has me thinking, like once you get older a little bit, you start to think, okay, well, why? Because you become such your own person. I feel like that first 20 years of your life, you're just you're molded by what you're taught, how you're raised, the people you were around. And I feel like once you really start your 20s and adulthood, you start to mold into the person that you want to be, not what others have expect of you or what others have told you to be. And so living vicariously through life and going through it and going through the hardships and the good parts about life, you start to think about like, okay, maybe like I don't like this. Like people should tell me I should like it, or maybe I don't want to do these things that people told me to do, or maybe I don't want to think this way, or say these things, or be this person that I thought I was, you know what I mean? Or that people like this image of a person that other people has put onto me, and that made me believe that I was that version of a person that I didn't even think of myself as. You know what I mean? And and yeah, and so like I think that just naturally has you gravitating towards your past and seeing why you are the way you are, why you do certain things, why you react certain ways, why you handle situations in certain ways. And yeah, it is traumas, you know what I mean? It's patterns. What happened in your past that was like a pattern, like what would happen to you, and then what was the reaction that you were taught to handle said situation, and that carries on till you're an adult. The way you handle situations when you were a kid or a little bit younger will be treated the same way as you are an adult until you learn to change. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's what I'm trying to do. I'm really trying to just learn from my past, kind of, and like not I'm not like I said, I'm not aggressively thinking about it. It's just kind of those looming thoughts of okay, like, okay, why did I act this way towards X person? Why did I feel upset about this? Why did I feel happy about this? And then try to link it to my past and see why things are the way it is and why I am the way I am and why I think certain ways and why I do certain things. And then whether or not I agree with it, that's when I will choose to change and kind of be the person I want to be. It's okay to unlearn things that you carried your whole life, because I feel like we get stuck with all these labels and who we are as people and what people tell us we are and how to do things, people tell us to do, that we attach ourselves so much and so hard to those things, and that feels like our identity, but really our identity is who we want to be today. And it's okay to unlearn and let go of those things that you thought made you you in order to become a new version of you and a better version of who you want to become, who you want yourself to be, you know? And so that's what I think it is about my past. And maybe there's also just some unresolved problems that I've been avoiding, and they're starting to like, you know, those feelings when you have like problems in your past or unresolved issues that you put off and you think you can run away, and then it kind of just resurfaces because you can never truly run away. You have to solve them. That's what I feel like is another portion of it that I don't really want to get into. But my future, let's talk about my future a little bit. Why do I feel so anxious about the future? First of all, let's take in what are some of my anxieties of the future. Hmm. What could Emson Mallari be so anxious about in his life? Me personally, a lot. I feel like a lot of it has always been career wise for me and what I want to do. I feel like I always grew up this big dreamer. I always dreamt big. There was always a grand goal. There was always not being not living in that norm of society and not living in people's expectations of who I should be, and not living in just I don't want to just live or like breathe on this earth. I want to be able to live and leave a legacy and be able to do something big, you know? Like we only get one life, you know? Actually, I heard this really sick quote a couple years ago. It was, you only die once. Make it worth it. You know what I mean? Or make it count. I don't know what it was. I don't know the exact wording. But that stuck with me, and just it's true. Like, you know, it's okay if you want to be like have a simple life. You know, I love simple life, bro. I just want a simple life. You know what I mean? But sometimes within me, I know deep down that I'm a dreamer and I want to achieve big things. And I only get to die one time. There's no redos, no resets, and so I want to make it count. You know what I mean? So might as well go out with like a bang. You know, really make it worth it. Really make it. Like, I feel like that's why I'm so infatuated and in love with movies and books and stories, and I romanticize my life a lot. Is because like the movies and the books, I want my life to be like that kind of. I want me to. I see myself as this main character, just living out a story, and when I die one day, then I want people to see me and see my like watch my story and be able to see my story and be like, wow, like that was a life worth living. You know, I want to live like that. Like I want to be able to inspire people to live to the fullest extent of what life has to give us. And with that comes the anxieties of like what I want to do. How do I want to achieve that? How do I want to get there? What career is the best for me to be able to feel fulfilled and really live out that purpose in my life? You know? What are these steps? And it makes me think about it a lot, and like I said in the last episode, like the whole John Cena thing, did I earn my sunset, like finding my purpose? It's just like, is this the right path for me? You know, and I feel like I shouldn't be thinking about that at all. Like, whether is this the right one? Is this the wrong one? Like, if you keep thinking about the right or wrong path, you'll never be able to even choose a path. You know, you just got to ride it out. There is no right or wrong path. There's only the path that's meant for you. And bad things will happen, good things will happen, great things will happen, unfortunate things will happen. But that's just life, man. That's just how it is. Like, you can't control life. You know what I mean? You can't control what happens to you. The one thing you can control is how you react to the situations that happen to you. You know what I mean? And being able to really find myself and be confident in my choices is something I want to learn how to do this year. Be so confident that like no matter what happens, the good, bad, the ugly, that I know myself well enough to be able to deal with it. And what are the like necessary steps to being able to handle a solution and finding a solution in general. But yeah, obviously with the job that I do, I'm a full-time content creator, and it's just like thinking for myself, I'm kind of just like, it's hard, you know? There's so many possibilities of what I'm doing. Like, you would think, oh, what's your job? Oh, I'm a content creator. Like, but like, what do you do? Like, do you make fashion videos? Do you do storytelling? Do you do podcasts? Do you do cooking videos? Do you do what do you do? Like, there's so many outlets nowadays of content creation or blah blah blah, and being an influencer. I don't like those words, but yeah, like, what do I want to do here? Like, that's why I feel that I'm trying so hard and really digging and really grinding it out and really pushing, not even just for the views or for the security of it. It's for me and like finding what I want out of it all. Like, I've been doing this shit for like 4 years, man. Like, not even 4 years. Since I was like 14, 15, 16, something around high school is when I started. I posted my first YouTube video. I like, I would make videos all the time. And I always knew that I wanted to do something like be a YouTuber. And this has been not even like 10 years, man, my whole life, bro. Like, ever since like 2007, Ryan Higa, How to Be Ninja, and being growing up with like Wong Fu weekends and fucking Just Kidding films and JK News and Smosh and all these different YouTubers that existed influenced me into wanting what I want now, and being that YouTuber, being able to just be myself on camera and live, you know? And if people entertain people, like inspire people and just be a human, be me. Honestly, maybe that's what I really want. Just be human, be me. Like it's hard though, like like this is also my livelihood, so I feel like a part of that freedom feels, I feel like I shouldn't feel this way, but part of that freedom of creativity, a small portion of that feels like kind of stuck because it's like, okay, well, it's like my livelihood, so I kind of need to make content that will provide for me and let me eat the next day. But at the same time, it's like I want to be super creative and do all these different things, but like blah 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 blah, all these different algorithm changes and how to. That's why I hate. I cannot be. Maybe my source of anxiety is social media, honestly, because it actually just angers me sometimes. Like I just need to be off the internet all the time. Like it just seeing these lives that are fake and seeing these, oh, like do this and you'll make 100K a month, you need to do this, be this a content creator, and all these courses of how to be a content creator. Like you need to be posting every day, you got to be working for the algorithm, and you got to do this, you got to stay in one niche to be able to grow an account. Like bro, like I don't know why like this is getting to my head. Like my first 2 million followers on TikTok didn't come from gurus, didn't come from fucking learning about the algorithm. No. When I hit 2 million on TikTok, that was me being me authentically. Like I didn't steal no ideas. I was getting inspiration, but here and there, but I was never really like, oh, I'm gonna do this to please the algorithm. I'm gonna take this idea so because I know like everybody's gonna watch it, blah 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 blah. Like no, I was just doing what I felt like, like I would just wake up, ideas would just sporadically come into my head, and I would do them right away. I think that was like my superpower at the time, and is that my how quick I was able to turn around an idea and make it into a reality, and how fast I was creating ideas. And I don't know if I lost that, or I don't know if it's a little bit weaker now, or I don't know. I don't know what's changed, but maybe I'm better, maybe I'm the same, or maybe there's a part of me because I do have a much bigger following now, and then compared to when I started, and with internet changing, maybe like I do think about things a little filtered and a little bit different, and I'm not as myself as much, and maybe that's what's making me anxious because I'm not being the person that I actually want to be, and the person I am. You know, maybe it's not, the anxiety isn't coming from like like me being me and not being enough. Maybe the anxiety is coming from me being not me, and me really wanting, or like it's coming from me trying to fit into this mold of what I feel like people think I should be. Maybe it's all in my head, and I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's really tough because it's like anxiety is such a battle, and I don't think it's hard to understand unless you really go through it and kind of go through it every day. You know, I feel like, especially with having ADHD, I just hyper fixate on pretty negative thoughts sometimes, and I try not to, because I heard this one thing is like your most powerful thought is where your life will lead you to, and I don't want my negative thoughts to be my most powerful thoughts because I don't want to manifest something negative for myself. I want to pave like a positive route for myself. I just want to be happy. I just want to be content, man. Like I just want to be in a place where I am confident enough to say that I am me, that I love who I am and what I'm doing and what I'm doing for people, and be able to just be happy regardless of any situation. Be happy that I still have myself, and that through anything that I am just genuinely me. and wholeheartedly me, and surround myself with people who love me for me, and be appreciated, be more appreciative and grateful for everything that has come into my life to be able to help realize myself as a person and as a human being, and help be grateful for being me. You know what I mean? Because your greatest asset in your life, the greatest thing that you have, is that nobody else is you. You know, we go through so much shit in our lives, man. Like it's it's insane how many choices we have in a single day, and nobody will make the exact same choices as you. Only you will. So I think going from my past to my future to now, my present me, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna focus on in the present so I can fix these things and find a solution and not be as anxious? I don't know. As recently, like I've been for 7 weeks now. I'm on week 7, or did I complete 7 weeks? For 6, I've completed 6 weeks. I'm on week 7 of like building a routine, and I feel like I'm doing pretty good. Like it's not super solid yet. I feel like I'm still kind of flimsy here and there, but I'm way better than I was like 6 weeks ago. You know, every morning I wake up relatively early, like 7 to 8 o'clock, do my morning routine, stretch, clean up the house, and just read a little bit and meditate and think for myself all before 9 o'clock. Have breakfast before then, and once it's 9 o'clock, I go work out for an hour till 10. Once it's 10 o'clock, I have like this little. I give myself this little break to prepare myself to work for the day. So from like 10:30 ish to like 12, I'll have lunch. I'll kind of plan out my day, the rest of my day, and plan out the content for the day, what I'm gonna do. And then once I do that, at around 12, that's when I'll start. And then for like from 12 to like 5/6/7, I'll push it to 7 maybe if I really need to. I like to cut off a certain time for work so I can have time for my life and my relationship. But after a certain time, yeah, like work that certain time, and then after maybe usually around 6, that's when I'll just be able to have me time and time for my girlfriend and time for my life. And from whenever 6 to whenever I go to bed, like 11, 12, 10 to 12 ish, depending on how tired I am, then that's my day usually. Yeah. And that's been my routine, what I've been doing. And man, like sometimes, not gonna lie, sometimes it's kind of fucking, it's kind of not depressing, but it's sometimes doing the same thing over and over, routine, is very good for your growth. Honestly, I feel like I've grown tremendously, physically and in many aspects of my life. I've been posting consistently. I'm doing better on social media. I'm feeling good physically. I'm going to the gym every day and eating better and all these things. But with that kind of the sameness, that routine, I'm not like, routine is very hard for me personally to get into. Maybe it's the ADHD, but it's a very essential thing for my life to be able to just live and be able to do some be able to grow and change in my life. Routine is very important, but sometimes, man, that shit sucks the soul out of me. Like, maybe I just need to find a better routine, and I'm sure there's better ways to approach my routine than just really giving myself that hard hand and just disciplining myself extra. But I think I really need to just learn that discipline aspect of it and really be super, like, more strict, so I can be a little bit looser and find what works and what doesn't work with my routine, and ultimately find a routine that makes me fulfilled every single day. Try to think of the perfect day in your life. What's your ideal day that'll make you happy? And I want to be able to carbon copy that. But at the same time, living the perfect day every single day, the same, it's also kind of sad. So it's definitely something I need to learn how to navigate. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. And I think part of life is humility and being able to admit when you don't know how to do something and you need help. And this is one of those things. You know what I'm saying? So I will figure that out. It's lonely. I will say it is lonely. The path to growth and the path to finding yourself is lonely. I will say, I've never felt more lonely in my life. Like, Obviously, I'm so grateful to have love and a girlfriend that is able to understand and help me through all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'm never truly lonely when I'm with her. So I really am grateful for that. But I will say, living in a new city after a full year, some thoughts that come to mind is loneliness kills, bro. That shit is hard, man. Like being away from your family, your friends. Like I have friends out here, don't get me wrong. I love all of y'all, but it's different, you know, and I feel like most days I'm mostly by myself at home and just doing the routine, you know what I mean? And like I said, I don't know how I'm going to fix that yet. Maybe I'll find the best in things and try to find the best in what makes the routine a little bit better and for myself that works for me and not just like a strict military schedule, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's something I will figure it out, but I will say I am feeling a little bit lonely. That's why I feel like I'm been a little bit more sad and a little bit more anxious because I'm in my forced to be in my thoughts more because I'm kind of only surrounded by myself. Like yeah, like I'm out here talking to a camera for the most part, and like this is the most I talk in a day, mostly, pretty much. No, I'm just kidding. No, I talk to my girlfriend a lot. Like when she gets home, I'm on a yapathon. Like I'm yapping. She's tired from work, and I'm out here just like I'm so excited that you're home, like a dog, and I'm just like yapping so much and being able to dump my thoughts. So I appreciate that if you're listening. But yeah, honestly, that's it. You know, it's a pretty dark episode, pretty negative, but I don't want it to be negative though. It's not a negative episode. It's very real and very raw. You know, being sad and being depressed and anxious isn't. I don't want to see it as a negative emotion. I just want to see it as an emotion and learning how to navigate and accept those feelings will teach me how to properly go about them. I feel like, you know. But anyways, I feel like I've been rambling. Thank you guys for watching the video so much. Like the video if you liked the video. Subscribe if you loved it and want to see more. Thank you for sharing your time and listening to me, man. I hope this helps. Maybe one of you guys will relate, and I feel like if it could feel like I'm here for you, you know, because I am here for you. You know, anything you guys are going through, anything you guys need help with, leave it down in the comments down below. Maybe we can have a conversation down there. But thank you guys for watching. Link to all my socials down in the bio. I love y'all. Talk to you later. Peace.